On this pilot episode of Answers Unknown, we're going to examine the strange circumstances around the grave robber, John Baptiste, in my home state of Utah. This is one of the strangest disappearances in Utah's history and has baffled people both now and at the time it occurred. Let's take a trip back to the 1800s and examine the circumstances and theories surrounding this strange disappearance. Hello, I'm Hunter Norris, and this is Answers Unknown, Episode 1. Utah's earliest disappearance, John Baptiste. With me, I have two lovely ladies. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Mercedes. I'm Hunter's sister.
I'm Julia, Hunter's significant other.
And today we're going to be telling you guys the story of Jean Baptiste. Alright, so Jean Baptiste was a man of hidden origins, some claiming him to be born in Ireland and others in Venice. Those in Salt Lake claimed him to be a Frenchman, just casting further confusion on the beginnings of this mysterious man. It was assumed that he was born in 1813, and it is known for certain he lived in Australia up until 1855. It was at this point in immigration records.
Okay, so there's records of him coming to America.
Yeah.
From Australia.
Yes.
But before that, there's no records of this man.
Yes. It was assumed that he was born in 1813, and it is known for certain that he lived in Australia up until 1855. It was at this point that he began looking into the gathering of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Salt Lake City, Utah. Baptiste decided in 1855 to board the Tarkina, which was an immigration ship bound for the United States. The Tarkina departed Melbourne on the 27th of April, 1855, and arrived in Honolulu on July 5th, 1855. From there, Baptiste made his way to San Francisco in February 1856 and chose to stay in California for some time. However, by 1859, John was living in Salt Lake City, having built a small house near the city's cemetery where he worked. Within Salt Lake City, John married a woman named Dorothy Jennison. Soon, however, the truth would come out about Baptiste's proximity to the city cemetery. On the 16th of January, 1862, two men had been accused of beating the governor, John Dawson, and they were shot and killed by Salt Lake City police. After being killed, the bodies were asked to be identified, yet nobody came forward to claim them. This prompted a police officer by the name of Henry Heath to pay for the burials, including the purchasing of a suit for one of the men to be buried in. Soon after the burials, however, the family of one of the men came forward to claim the body after initially hesitating due to the nature of the crimes committed. The families claimed the body of Moroni Clausen. Moroni's family eventually asked that it be moved to their family plot in Draper, Utah, which is a ways south of the Salt Lake City cemetery he was initially buried in. As the body was moved from its grave, the casket was opened. Upon opening the freshly buried casket, they discovered the body buried face down and entirely naked. This offensive sight sent Moroni's family into shock, as the treatment of their son was seen as extremely disrespectful, both back then and I'd say now as well. Moroni's brother went to confront law enforcement about his brother's state. Upon confronting Officer Heath specifically and accusing him for the mistreatment, Heath explained that he had purchased clothing for the burial of Moroni and explained that they had been given proper funeral services. After this revelation, the group of men decided to follow the rumors, leading to a grave robber, like a kind of a rumor of one, being nearby the cemetery. The rumors led them to the home of Jean. Upon first glance, Jean's home seemed to be ordinary in nature. They observed Baptiste working within the cemetery while his wife worked within the home doing ordinary chores. Pushing for an interview, however, they were allowed within the dwelling, and as Officer Heath questioned the woman, they noticed boxes stacked around the room. Upon first glance, the boxes seemed to hold old, soiled cloth, but looking further, they soon discovered the boxes were full of burial clothing, stolen from the dead bodies in the cemetery, more than likely. Officer Heath had recently had a daughter buried within the cemetery just 9 months beforehand. The thought of his daughter propelled him into the cemetery next door, where Heath discovered Baptiste actively digging a grave. Heath accused Jean of grave robbing, and without even hesitation or denial, Baptiste dropped before the officer and begged for his life. Heath walked from grave to grave, asking the shriveled man if he had robbed them or not, to which Baptiste answered yes or no. When reaching his daughter's own grave, Heath once again asked Baptiste, and the answer was no. Afterward, Jean was taken to the police station as a sanctuary from the town's people, as anger had overtaken the streets and calls of lynchings echoed throughout the city. Even Officer Heath stated in an interview later that he had made up his mind to kill Jean-Baptiste right then and there on the spot if he admitted to defiling Sarah Heath's grave. The stolen clothing was gathered by city officials and later buried in a mass grave within the cemetery while Baptiste awaited trial. Over 300 graves have been discovered to be robbed and desecrated. As a lynching mob gathered at the jail holding Jean, it became evident that the man needed to be moved before a riot broke out in the streets. This is where Brigham Young, the leader of the Mormons at the time, ordered that Baptiste was to be exiled, as a hanging or prison time was not seen as proper punishment. What is even more interesting is the fact that no court papers ever supported this decision, and the process leading up to the punishment was never documented or recorded.
Why was hanging or a sentence not proper punishment, but sending him to an island to probably die better?
So grave robbing at the time, I think like lynchings and prison time was kind of seen as like something you do for murder. An important part of this to keep in mind is the fact that this is, the 1850s, 60s. As they're doing this, Brigham Young has more sway even over the governor, which is why, like, when Brigham Young called for him to be exiled, it was done so without there ever being a court date. Salt Lake City was the only city in the West, and so they were kind of removed from everything, including kind of judicial process. The spring of 1862 saw Jean-Baptiste taken by wagon to Antelope Island from the Great Salt Lake. However, due to fear that Jean would be waiting ashore due to the proximity of the island to the mainland, they brought him to Fremont Island by boat, which is located further into the lake. Only the Miller family had ties to the island in the form of cattle and a small supply shed. The Millers would frequent the island often, around every 3 weeks. And 3 weeks after Baptiste was dropped on the island, the Millers reported seeing him, although they never spoke or came into contact with him. He had eaten much of the food in the shack at that time. Upon departing, the Millers didn't return for another 6 weeks, and this time Jean-Baptiste had vanished without a trace. The only things that were left were a dead cow carcass with thin strips of leather cut out beside it, and the supply shed was entirely dismantled.
Did the Millers okay this?
They were Mormon. Whatever Brigham Young said, because he was the prophet, was the law. So this leads me into theory 1. John died attempting to float back from the island to the mainland. So this is the theory that's widely accepted as kind of the truth. Largely seen as the way that John has died, if you look it up online. The Miller brothers had assumed at the time that Baptiste had used the leather from the carcass and the materials from the shack to make a crude raft to float his way back, drowning along the way. As Salt Lake City began to come into view of Jean, and the salt water stung in his lips, he found himself extremely exhausted and beaten after months on the island. Slowly he soaked into this salt water and drowned. This theory is one of the largest and most widely discussed on the internet. However, the water within the lake at the time was only around 8 feet deep surrounding the island, and there was about a 3-mile float back towards Salt Lake City, which is pretty large, but can be done. Additionally, salt water makes you extremely buoyant and aids you in swimming greatly. Another problem with this theory was the fact the body was never discovered, nor was the raft. Although the area was largely uninhabited surrounding the Great Salt Lake, the closest shoreline would have been to the east, where most of the cities of the Mormons were set up at the time. In 1890, a group of hunters found a human skull near the mouth of the Jordan River, which is south of the Great Salt Lake, and nowhere near Fremont Island. Around the same time, a partial skeleton was found, missing its head with a ball and chain around its leg. Newspapers in the area declared it to be the carcass of John, discovered dead. Henry Heath, however, made it very clear that the man was not restrained by ball and chain when placed onto the island, once again casting uncertainty onto the circumstances of the body.
I don't know who that body is.
They never discovered it.
Do they not know who it was?
They just found it when it was John. Yeah.
Didn't even think to
Nope.
look into it,
No.
even though Keith was like, he was not restrained by ball and chain.
Who's this other mystery man?
Is that 8 feet all the way across, or is that the deepest point?
Those were the deepest points. Fremont Island, relatively, it's 8 feet until you get back closer. All right, theory 2. John made it off the island alive. In this theory, rather than slowly being lulled into a salty death, John manages to reach the shorelines of the Great Salt Lake and escapes with his life from the island. Surprisingly, this was a popular theory back in the time when John turned up missing. Officer Heath stated that he had heard from a good source that Baptiste had made his way to a mining camp in Montana, boasting of his escape from Fremont Island. This is also supported by the fact there was never a confirmed body or raft found near the Great Salt Lake after the disappearance. No documentation or eyewitnesses ever testified to the claim, however, other than anonymous testimony given to Officer Heath. It's also worth mentioning that the landscape surrounding Utah was far and wide, allowing for plenty of room for the grave robber to hide if he did escape. However, he would be lacking supplies as he couldn't enter into any Mormon settlements. The trip north to Montana, however, would have presented an especially daunting task as he had few belongings and a target on his back. Theory number 3 is that the Miller brothers killed Jean. So this is the final theory of today's episode. It's mentioned here and there online, although I put a great deal of kind of my own thoughts into this as well. What if the Miller brothers, after coming back to find their cattle and seeing the desecration that had taken place, had decided to kill Baptiste? The city was calling for his death, and the Millers had reason to kill him. Given they had the only access and reason to visit the island, they would have had plenty of time to hide a body, explaining why one was never found. This could also explain why they said they hadn't spoken to John when they made their first visit, yet noted the robbed supplies. However, once again, this theory lacks any type of physical evidence and instead relies on circumstantial evidence around the Millers. There are also tales of the Great Salt Lake being haunted by the ghost of Jean, as his spirit still roams, looking to escape the islands on the beaches of the lake. So, naturally, what did we choose to do? We went to the lake and decided to try to communicate with him to discover the truth.
For those of you who haven't been to the Great Salt Lake, it's otherworldly. There's vast amounts of water, flat and as far as the eye can see. The beaches are gray, entirely devoid of life, and often covered with dead brine shrimp, and when we visited, many dead seagulls, further adding to the spooky nature of the lake. For our investigation, we opted to go to the Great Salt Lake State Park, which is located to the southern part of the lake. The reason for choosing this location over Fremont Island was that of the dead body discussed in Theory 1. This location is much closer, and if Jean did indeed die at that point, it'd be more likely for us to encounter his spirit here. Full disclosure, this was all of our first time going ghost hunting. I especially like to sit on the fence about these things. I'm neither a believer nor a non-believer. I've seen some things in making this podcast that have changed my mind in ways I didn't think possible.
Yo, what the fuck? We're all recording each other.
Walking out to this spot, however, I had a knot in my stomach. I wasn't sure what we were going to encounter.
We've arrived.
Here we are at the Great Salt Lake. The last known location of Jean Baptiste. We're going to be doing some ghost hunting tonight. As you can see, we've come prepared.
Paranormal investigator. Who is our lovely camera woman right now?
Yes, look the camera.
How do I always end up?
Here is
Tell
our
us-
beautiful Julia.
Tell us about the experience so far.
Well, so far it's been like a 1,000,000-mile walk.
We came from over there. That's not focusing.
Salt hair. The Bubs. She's been having fun and running around.
Alright, so let's look at some equipment, shall we? We got a flashlight, arguably one of the most important things in a ghost hunting adventure. We got ourselves a little spirit box here. I found it on Amazon. I'm sure it's very well tuned. And then we also have a EMF reader, which will tell us if there are electronics around. As you can see, if I get close to the phone, no, turn on. There we
I'll
go.
flash up to red.
Yeah, see? So, anything gets too close, it's putting off waves, we will know. Alright, so the main piece of equipment we're relying on tonight is the spirit box. It scans through radio waves super quickly, and supposedly ghosts can tap into this. I'm not so sure that I'm a believer, but I know somebody who is.
I believe in ghosts
Hint.
and everything paranormal. Harley's tripping. So ghosts can manipulate the sound waves and say words so you ask questions. Not everything that comes through is going to be an answer, but you just kind of take it with a grain of salt, like most things that we don't understand.
Okay. And then this is a EMF reader. It detects electromagnetic frequencies, which is like changes in electronics, things like that. I mean, as you can see, it's picking up the spirit box as I put it nearby. So if this starts going off and we don't have any electronics near it, it's very likely that something else is manipulating it. What? We don't know. As you can see, she's possessed.
She's like zoomies, because John Baptiste zoomies.
John is within her. We're gonna try a couple different methods with the spirit box. One, just kind of as a group, we'll ask it questions as it's sitting here. And then eventually, we're gonna try out the Estes method?
Estes method.
Estes method. Do you know the background of that?
Yeah, so it was made at the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. It is a sensory deprivation kind of way to communicate. You are wearing sound canceling headphones and you cannot see, so you either close your eyes or have a blindfold. And it's turned up really loud, and the people around you will ask questions, and you just, whoever's wearing it, doing the Estes method, will speak, and you just kind of become like a conduit for the energies or the spirits around you to communicate more easily.
Okay. Here we are. We're beginning. We're saying,
It's
how do you feel
happening.
about this?
It's so cool, but I feel like we're just in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, we are in the middle of nowhere. Okay, let's just start out with some general questions. Is anybody here? It sounded like a yes, maybe. If you are here, say your name.
I feel like that's kind of a hard question.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
I think we need to stick to yes or no's.
Is Jean Baptiste here among us? I don't have anything there.
Jean Baptiste, are you here?
Is somebody else here? What's more questions to ask me, please?
Be careful.
You have to be careful.
If you phrase stuff and you call out, things can come that you don't want to. So you can't be like, is anyone there? Because,
Oh, I already said that.
oh. I thought,
Are any spirits here? How about that?
try it. Yeah.
Are there any spirits here among us?
This is why we brought the paranormal investigator with us.
Right.
Sorry, I'm not doing much. Well, I'm Mercedes,
I'm Hunter.
Julia,
and this is Harley,
the bugs.
the bugs. We are not here to harm anyone. Nothing we have can hurt you. Some of these devices may look confusing, but there is nothing they can do that can harm you. You can use their energy to communicate with us. Jean Baptiste, are you here with us?
Did you escape Fremont Island?
How did you escape Fremont Island?
That's a tough question.
Did you
Landing.
swim? Sound like a no.
I don't know. I kind of did.
Did you ever escape the island?
No, that's really cool to see this.
Or did you perhaps get murdered on the island? That sounds like yes. Growing. John, if any spirits are here, can you interact with the EMF with us? Perhaps just move your energy nearby.
Just come up and touch it, and the lights will turn on.
Are you scared of the devices?
Yes.
Are you scared of us?
That kind of sounded funny.
We can like, get up and walk around with it.
Should we?
You know, you both are over here like, oh, that sounded funny. And I'm like, I don't hear anything.
Okay, yeah, you can walk around with it.
You're gonna be good.
Mercedes is taking pictures of dogs. Or here, wait, actually, somebody give me their mic. You guys are too close right now. So it's picking up audio from both of you at the same time.
Is there anyone here that died at the lake?
Yo, guys, turn and look at me.
How was that in the ocean?
No, like while you're talking. I'm just filming the back of two people's heads. You fucking dork. Started smiled. Yo, Harley, come here. Get out of that. Come here. You're gonna be salty. Merce, you gotta stand close to Julia, because she doesn't have a mic. Or here. Or no, you need to keep recording her.
Hold this.
Bro, I'm already holding one camera. Okay, start asking questions. Come on, guys.
Are there any Utah pioneers here at the lake?
Is there any spirits here? Good spirits, specifically.
We don't want none of them bad
I
spirits.
don't know, bad juju.
Yo, I just ripped ass. I wonder if that caught on my mic.
Is it a temple?
Where? Maybe.
Chivers?
Chivers.
It's ghosts. No, it's the wind. It's a lot easier in a building because then you know where to go.
Yeah, you guys are just standing around aimlessly.
I feel like we need a definite answer of whether he's here or not, right?
Yes. So
Okay, if somebody is here, interact with the EMF. Just place your hand, your energy,
Touch
anything
my
here.
device.
put your hand here at the top of the device, like that. No.
Did anybody die on this lake?
Didn't. Are there any people with us here?
Wrecked my knee.
I just realized I said that. Are there any people here with us?
I wonder if it's like scanning too fast.
I feel like all the ones I've heard are like 200.
Okay. We've adjusted the spirit box. Is anybody here with us?
Jean-Baptiste, are you with us?
Is anyone who's passed away on the Great Salt Lake with us? I think we're catching a lot of music right now. Can you bump it up again?
Come over here. Harley. Harley. All right. Get over here.
Come on. Or is she still recording the audio? Wow.
Is there anyone here with us right now?
Anybody?
Are there any people here with us right now?
Cheese stick. I heard cheese stick.
If you're here, can you touch my device?
I'm here.
Harley. Help them touch my device.
Show the
Come here. Come here. Come on. Just like that.
Can you see this dog? I don't hear what it said. What did it say?
I vaguely heard I can, but then I don't know. Don't know.
How many people are here with us? How many spirits?
Are you stuck here at the lake?
Were you left for dead here at the lake?
Is it true that you robbed graves? Did I hear a maybe? Kind of sound like a maybe.
Okay, so right now we're going to try the Estes method, of which Mercedes is very interested in. I'm going to do a session and I'll have her do one. They're going to ask me questions, and whenever something comes through this, just say them out loud with my eyes closed. We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna be really mad if you come out possessed.
Oh, we're supposed to ask questions. Okay.
Oh.
Is there anyone here with us?
You know, I just realized,
What?
it kind of sucks that we don't have something to record this audio.
No one ever does.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just say what you
Alright.
hear. Okay.
Jean, are you here with us?
Hunter, you look like a big fat nerd right now.
I'm gonna just
Okay,
pick
stop.
up the...
Oh. Hunter, can you hear me? John, is there somebody here with us right now?
Died.
Did you die out here, John? Jean?
John.
John? Sean? Jean?
If you're not Jean, who's here with us?
You can.
We can what?
What can we do? If you're not Jean, who died out here? Can you give us a name?
Oh.
All.
All of what?
All of your victims that you dug up?
Go.
Go where?
Are you going or do we need to go?
Tell us where to go.
Desperate?
Also, he
Are you
cannot hear us.
desperate to go off this island?
I'm so sorry. I was trying to show that you couldn't hear us.
Oh, you scared the shit out of
I'm so
me.
sorry. I was like trying to record the
This
sound.
is really strange.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, you want to record the sound coming out?
Yeah.
So is this the same thing, the spirit box?
Just
coming out?
playing through there. It's really loud. You can't
Yeah.
hear us.
Harley. Alright. She looks like a demon.
She is what?
Oh, more questions?
Okay. Wonder if you hear us. You look a big fat nerd right
Night?
now. Oh.
It is night.
It is night.
It's definitely night. Can you see our dog? Is my dog looking at you right now?
Are you scared of us?
Yes.
Yes to what? Are you scared of us or can my dog see you? Can my dog see you?
Are you scared of us?
Every.
Every what? Are you scared of everyone that comes out here?
You gone.
Do you want us to leave?
Harley, what are you eating?
Where do you want us to go? Where can we find you?
One night?
When?
Can we help you? Do you want our help?
Yes.
What can we do to help you?
How can we help you?
Hands?
My hands are freezing.
What do you need our hands to do?
One.
One what? One hand? What do you need our hands for?
It has.
It has what?
Do you
Do you want us to be quiet?
Couldn't.
Couldn't what? You couldn't leave?
Hear stakes?
Did someone hurt you out here?
Warden?
Did the warden come and hurt
Mom?
you?
Safety.
Were you safe here? Or was he trying to help you?
Lost?
Did you get lost, Jean? Did you get lost trying to escape the island?
Water.
Did you get lost in the water?
Did you die in the water, Jean?
Can't.
can't what? Can't tell us?
Do you remember how you died?
Away.
Were you away from here?
All.
Do you want us to leave?
What?
What? What?
Great.
Is it weird?
It's very weird. It's like you don't even feel like you're here.
Okay, in you go. Eyes closed.
Jean, are you here with us?
Are there any other spirits here with us? Has anyone died here? Or near here on this lake?
Use Mercedes as a conduit. Speak to us through Mercedes.
How many people are here? Living people. Tell us how many.
Estes?
Are there any spirits that know what the Estes method is here? Have you used it to communicate with others? Are you trapped here? Jean, are you
Wait,
trapped
Sabra.
here? Jean, are you trapped here on the beaches of the Great Salt Lake, as the local legends say?
Beaches of Normandy.
Bruh. Yo, we gotta cut that shit. Hey, Harley! Yo, we gotta cut that.
Sorry.
Can you touch the device in Mercedes' hand?
Can you use her as a con?
Hey, get the fuck out of the bird!
Demon dog. Demon dog. Sit.
Is this equipment scaring you?
Is this dog making you mad?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, but she's so cute though.
Have you ever been contacted before here? At that moment, we caught something on the audio recorder. If you listen closely,
Is there anyone here? It seems as though Mercedes is not being used as a conduit.
Are you scared to use Mercedes?
Why did you say it like that?
I don't know.
How many are here?
Maybe we should put it back and forward. 'Cause
Okay.
like there's like little sounds coming through, but nothing like.
How are you feeling?
You're asking a lot of fucking questions.
It is feel weird because like you forget.
You
there's,
almost
stuff
like
around you.
don't know what the fuck's going on.
Hey.
Jules, go ahead and stop and start.
All right, back into it. Is there anyone here among us? Maybe it's because we're memeing too hard. I think that maybe we're scaring the ghosts away. Are there any ghosts here among
Harley.
us? Is there anyone here? The one question I'm not supposed to ask because it can bring in unwanted things.
Jean-Baptiste, are you here with us?
Are any of the spirits present aware of Jean-Baptiste's story? Where can we find you? Are you buried here at the Salt Lake, or are you in other places?
Ground.
We can find you in the ground. So you were buried when you were killed.
Did someone kill you, Jean? Or were you left out here to die? We need to get a stabilizer.
You were in the ground, not the water, when you died.
Did you try to escape the island?
That's not.
That's not good.
Did the Millers attempt to murder you, or did they succeed?
Jean, were you murdered?
Jean, did you find your fate swimming across this lake?
Got the shivers. Got the shivers. Real bad. And it get cold.
Maybe there's spirits among us.
Or maybe it's just because it's dark and there's a freaking lake out there.
Perhaps.
Tom?
You're a clown?
Are we clowns?
Are there any clowns among us?
Go.
Are we unwelcome here?
You told Mercedes and I to go. Do you want us to go?
Who is telling us to go? Harley! I was yelling at the dog.
There's like nothing.
Nothing, really?
Yeah. Like only thing coming through is like.
I heard like quite a few words.
I know. That's why I'm like. Prison. Harley, come help me.
Yo, one of the ones was kind of sus that you answered.
What?
I said, "Where are you?" And you said, "Ground."
Ooh, okay, like ask questions about like. Who's here? Like, you know, like where did you die? Can you take us to where you died? Or do you know you're dead? Ask stuff like that.
Okay.
And then just run with. If he gives an answer, just run with it, because like it could be somebody else.
Right.
It's really cool. How about this Empire State Building?
Whoa.
Whoa. It's a Utah Empire State.
Harley. Bing, 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 bing. Back and forth.
Okay, Merce, back into it. Can you hear us? I'm gonna take that big old no.
Nope.
Are you aware that you are currently dead?
Number one.
I am number one.
Is this the first ghost who spoke to us, that told us to go? What does number one mean? Were you the first one to die here? Are you aware that you are dead? Here on the banks of the Salt Lake.
Your questions are so complicated.
Are they really? What the fuck was she asking?
Like, literally, are you dead?
Yo, who here among us dead as fuck?
How many spirits are with us? And can you tell I gotta piss like a racehorse?
Yo, me too.
Okay.
I was about to tell you that I'm gonna pop a squat here in a second. Is that okay?
Are you scared?
I'm scared I'm gonna pee my pants.
Not you. God damn it, Julia, you ruined all this fucking footage. Just kidding.
We were supposed to have commentary.
There's a lot of some commentary.
Okay.
Julia be like, beep, beep, boop.
Can my dog see you?
Yo, don't answer that. She's running all over the place. Were you murdered? Do you know who murdered you?
Somewhere.
Your murderer is...
Evacuation.
You were killed in an evacuation? Where were you evacuating?
Exactly.
Exactly this spot? The Great Salt Lake?
And
Did anyone die in the Saltaire?
Are we speaking to any ghosts from the Saltaire that have wandered to the beaches? Oh, Saltaire lit on fire a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. If they were in evacuation. Are any of the ghosts here still believing that they are at the Saltaire?
heard like a
Have the water levels receded from when you died?
pride.
Yo, we talking to a gay ghost? No. Where did you die? When did you die? Are you aware you're dead?
Did you die in a fire?
Did you die in the water? Did someone kill you?
Scared.
Same. Why are you scared?
Today.
What happened today?
Shivers.
Is today the day you died?
Did you die today?
Nobody died here today.
Well,
I was yelling at Harley for a bird. Yo,
Flash the light across my eyes. Ugh.
you want a break?
Yes.
Should we put Julia in there?
no.
Come on, let's put
No.
Julia
No.
in. Julia.
I'm not doing it.
Why?
Because.
Just like kill her on camera.
So, Julia's gonna take the leap.
Yeah, bitch.
She's resistant,
Okay, put your mic on.
but I think she might make
I
a better
promise you,
conduit because of that.
nothing will happen to you. You're good. You're good.
Wait, do I gotta start from the
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
Okay. The reason I'm so hesitant to do the testes method is because this wasn't mentioned in the beginning, but I'm like Mercedes and I'm a believer. The difference is I already have a spirit connected to me. His name is Oscar. He's kind of rambunctious sometimes. Okay.
He's a homie.
He is a homie. Okay, let's do it.
What should I say, Oscar?
Yo.
Throw up.
Are there any spirits here with us?
If you're here with us, can you speak into the spirit box? It's on the wall next to Julia.
Or you can interact with the EMF reader. How many spirits are here with us? Yo, what the fuck?
Now I know what you're thinking. What was that random cut? Right before? Well, it was at this point all of our recording equipment died. Although the evidence this episode wasn't too conclusive, keep an eye out for episode 2. That's where things get really wild.
Will we ever know what happened to Jean? Very likely not. Did he die crossing the Great Salt Lake or at the hands of the Millers? Perhaps he got away and disappeared, hiding in Montana, as Officer Heath stated. It's situations like this that leaves answers unknown.
Back hurts though.
I just want to point out the reason I've been so hesitant to do this is because we didn't mention this at the beginning, but I too am a believer, like Mercedes.
Oh.
I heard that from you.
Fuck. Alright, hold on. Let me restart this.
Criminal.
Okay. So,
Okay, we didn't mention this at the beginning, but the reason I'm so hesitant to do the testes method is because I'm also a
Hurley.
believer, like Merce. But the difference is
stop!
Yo, what the fuck? We're all recording each other.
We're gonna get that shot, y'all.
Harley. Harley, come here. Come here. Oh. That was great.
Dog's taking a shit.
Very nice.
As you can see, she's possessed.
She's like Zoomies, which is Jean Baptiste Zoomies.
Jean is within her.